Today we are going to do a tool called 100 questions. This tool is really derived from some of the work and legacy of the famous late philosopher Socrates, the Greek philosopher in 5th century BC would walk around talking to people, but not telling them things, asking them questions instead. There is another tool you might want to look into called Socratic walk. This tool, 100 questions, is a way of using Socrates' technique by yourself. The idea is very simple. You take a piece of paper and you would need probably 15-20 minutes to do this exercise. You would take a piece of paper, you would number 1 through 100 on this piece of paper, and you would write questions. You write down 100 questions. You never stop thinking. You simply write questions one after another, keep writing questions one after another, questions that are important to you. Simply write questions that are important to you in your personal life, in your professional life, in the world in general, and you can keep writing the questions. Don't worry about the questions being grammatically correct or even being coherent. Don't worry about duplicates. Don't worry about overlaps. Just write questions. It's okay if there are duplicates. If there's okay if there's lots of overlaps and stuff. Keep writing until you have written the 100th question. What you'll find is that the first 30 or so, first 30 or 40 questions are the top of the mind questions. They are the questions that you have, you know about them. You discuss them with colleagues, you discuss them with family, you talk about them. Those are questions that are pertinent to you in your life. The next few, next 20, 30, 40 of them, they are what the meaning of life questions. You will go to those esoteric terms where what is the meaning of life? What is our existence all about? You will get to those types of questions. That's okay too. But then after you've gone through them, the last 30 or so, you will find they are incarnations of the meaning of life questions in a form that is very important for you. It really goes to the depth of what are you seeking. Those are probably very useful. When you're all done, take the list of questions, put them into categories. You'll find a lot of very clear categories, what's called an affinity mapping. You might want to go to the tool called Affinity Mapping, and you put them into different categories, and then you look at those questions. Some of those questions are worded in such a way that they really mean something for you. The purpose of this exercise is not to answer the questions. In fact, some of those questions might not have answers, and surely many of them will not be answered in the next few years. They might be your lifelong questions, but they crystallize for you what those questions are. This tool is very useful not only for your personal life, your professional life, but even for such things as a project. The project team at their kickoff meeting might do the 100 questions exercise. This is a way of the project team coalescing into saying what is important for this project. The beauty of this is that there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad results. There is just what was in the bottom of your heart that finally came out. Write down those 100 questions.